Next up on the top 10, embellishments or paper, printing, mirror image, or flip. It all depends on what software you're using. In some cases, some softwares gives you the option to flip the image or images, and in other cases, some softwares or applications give you the option to mirror image. So I want you to remember those two terms, and you'll be able to find the function to do this in whatever software you're using. And what I'm talking about is printing images so that you can back them. All right, so this particular collection is called Reflections. All right, it's one of my newest ones. And I print my embellishments two times, one regular and one in a flip or mirror image, so that I can place them back to back like this. All right, so let's say I wanted to just insert this into a pocket, right? I'd rather not have the white back. So if you print the mirror image or the flip side of this embellishment, you can have something that looks like this. Okay, or in this case, something like this. All right, so all of my embellishments, I don't pick and choose. I do them all because I never know which ones I'm going to need a back for or which ones I may not need a back for. So these embellishments specifically, again, printed 2 times so that I can do back-to-back printing. You can also do this with your paper, and I'll show you that as well. So I'm going to show you a few examples of how I use this. I mean, look at this one. Can you imagine this suspended off the edge of a page and not having to have the back side of that and doing that when you flip it over? How beautiful and gorgeous is that? All right, so this is, in case you're wondering, these are the embellishments from the Reflections collection that you can find in my shop. It is so gorgeous. All right, so this one, I won't take up too much time doing that, but I know you guys love to see all of the goodies. All right, so let me show you this in action. Recently, if you've been working with me on my my scrapbook journal or junk journal, we've done this. All right, so we look at the passport right here, how that is going to be glued to the edge of the page, and when you flip, you have the same on the back. Same with this here. So these are printed twice. All right, mirror image or flip, depending on what it's called in your software. All right, so that's a quick little example there. I know I have quite a few others. Oh, let me just one more right here. Look at the airplane, how cute that is. And then when you flip the page, there it is, the airplane as well, so that you don't see the white on the back. All right, it's fun also to do it with characters. And I'm going to show you right here in this Halloween album that I did. Look at the girl here. And this is on acetate, so it's important when you're doing acetate to do this as well, because on the acetate, and I didn't glue this down to just show, on the acetate, if I just did that and didn't put something on the front, you know, you would just see that white. And look at how fun you get to see the same image on the front and on the back. Let me clip that again. And then here are a few more examples. Like, look at this guy. How fun is this creepy guy right here on the edge of the page? See that? So right off the edge, he's just super fabulous there. And the way to do this is by printing mirror image or flip. So let me show you how I do this in my on my computer with my images. All right, so you have to download an image. Let me just go to my desktop very quickly and then just show you. So not this paper. Right now we're going to let's do an embellishment sheet. So here's the embellishment, one of the embellishment sheets from the Destinations collection. And you open it up and it opens up in this screen, a photo screen, all right, or in this application. Everyone has this when they open a picture. Just everyone's is different depending on whatever program they're using, right? So if you look at the icons at the top or at the bottom, depending where yours are, there is always an edit image function, always. All right, so you want to click on edit the image. In this case, for me, I have a rotate and I have a flip. To do mirror image, you want to flip. If you rotate, that's not going to work. See how it rotates the image? We don't want that. All right, so it'll do it 360 degrees. What you want to do is flip. Focus on this passport here on the top right-hand side. When I click the flip button, look what happens to the passport. Look what happens to all of the images. It flips the images. So now you have a back side to the image. All right, that is all. Now you print. In some cases, you have to save the file. Again, depending on the software, you have to save the file. In this case, I would save my file. I'm not going to save it because I don't want it. So I would save my file and done. I'm just going to hit cancel because I don't want to save it. So that's how you do it with embellishments. And then you print it and then you cut them out. With paper, you can also do the same thing. So here's this map of the United States, and I'm going to edit my image. And I'm going to flip it. So let's take a look at the East Coast here. And I'm going to flip it. See, Florida is now on the West Coast. All right. And I'm going to print this. So now I'm going to save it, print it, etc., etc. And I'm going to show you what we can do with pattern paper, because it's not only embellishments. All right. So let me go back to my camera, to my workspace. So here is my signature that has that map paper. Well, one of these. Let me find it. Hang on, people. Hang on. Maybe it's this one already. Okay, it's this one. So here is the map paper. I already printed it. So if you remember, in our class to this map paper, I put this pocket here. But I ripped the pocket off. And I printed my map paper mirror image. See that? Okay, and I used two different printers, so my bad. So there's a difference in the hue, but I don't care. That doesn't bother me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the East Coast out on both of these. So I'm going to put them back to back like this. You can paper clip these if you want to. Okay, and you're going to get a really, really fun page for your book. So instead of gluing this one down, instead of gluing the embellishment to the edge of the page, for this one, the page is going to be all chopped up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut. And I'm going to do a rough cut because I don't want to be here forever. All right, I can go in and perfect it later on my own. So just to be sure I'm on the right track, I'm just looking at the back, and I am. Kind of figuring out where that fold is also, so that everything is perfect. So quick little rough cut. All right, so hang in there with me, guys. What am I chopping off? Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not going to cut all the way to the other side. I'm just going to cut. Oh. Got a little bit of Canada up in there. That's all right. We love our Canadian friends here on Paper Phenomenon. And just cutting. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to cut all the way to the other side. What's cool about the pattern paper is that you don't need an anchor. Okay? The pattern paper will just be a fun undercut page. Okay, see what I got over here? Perfect. And I'm going to just go right in here and cut that out. And I'm going to use a knife for that because it's going to be a little easier for me, at least for me, with a knife. And do I want to keep that? I think I am. I think I'm going to keep that. So I'm just going to go right in here and then I'm just going to go here. Right in there. Let me line that back up. Then I'm going to go around Florida. Okay. So then I'm going to have this really fun look. Okay. Right on my page. See that? So now we're going to glue all of this together. So normally when I do something like this, with an embellishment, I may have to chop off United States because I went too far. I went too far, folks, but let's see. Because I don't like things to be too unstirred, you know, too dinky. We'll see how that looks. If not, I'll just cut it off. I don't have a problem doing that. I can probably sew that too, and it'll be cute there. We'll see. Darn it. Okay, may have to rough that up. So I really, 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 really like this a lot. All right, so now I'm going to glue it. See the back? So when you flip it over, then you have the map on the back. I'm going to cut that off. I don't like it. Do not like it. So right in the middle, cutting that off. I'm going to do the same thing here. Right in there. And just doing the whole, there we go. All right, perfect. So as you can see, you can do it with pattern paper too. And now let me grab some glue and glue this. You can glue this partially if you wanted to have something sticking out, right? But I don't know that I want anything sticking out, so I'm just gonna, I don't want it to be too flimsy, right? But you absolutely can if you want it to. All right, so then just glue this together. And there you have it. And how fun is, what a fun flip in your album. Let that dry before you fold. While that's drying, I am going to clean this up very quickly. I can save this and probably mat something with this if I need it. So I don't throw things like that away until I'm absolutely finished with my project. Okay, now let me ink it. So yet another fun element to your project. So I've been doing this, guys, for a while, a very long time actually, and it's just putting things off the edge and off the edges of my pages because it just looks good. But when I went digital, I quickly realized I can print things mirror image and it just works out even better. And I always say mirror image because that's what I'm used to seeing on my printing software. But it's a flip. Okay, you may find it as a flip in yours. Okay, I don't want you to think that it's not, the flip is not mirror image, because it is. It's the same thing. Whoopsie. So look at that. So I may have to do a little more cutting when it's time to sew my, because I'm a little bit off here, but that's okay too, right? I'm not sure. So I may just have to clean that up there, but right now that's not important. Not important to me right now. I can't remember how I had this now. Oh, this way, this way, this way, this way. That away. Right. I think this was here. No, I think this was here. Again, I may have to go back and look. Or I can just easily change something if this is not the right thing I want there. Which right now I think I may move this. But that's the beauty of this, guys. That if you do not sew your signatures in before you're done decorating, or at a good stopping point where you're done with your main elements, you can move things around. All right. Yeah. So this was like this. This was the extension, right? If I'm not mistaken. Then we flip that. That went like this. And now look what you have on the edge of that. How fun is that? And then that goes this way. That would go that way, this way, triangle pocket. Yep. That was it. Right, so super fun element. It can be something big that takes up the whole page. It could be something teeny tiny. It can be an embellishment like I showed you here just off the edge of the page. All right, what I do recommend for something like this, you can go off the page if you want to, outside your cover if you want to. I personally don't like stuff like that because if I want to add a closure or something, then I'm going to beat up whatever's on the edge. So I like everything to be under the size of my album cover or the size of my page. But I mean, absolutely, you can have it outside your page if you want to. It's entirely up to you. But these undercut pieces or off the page pieces with the flip feature of the embellishment or the mirror image is just such a neat way to create interest to your book without adding bulk. All right, so printing mirror image or printing, flipping your images to achieve this look here, guys, it's another $1 million look for your album. All right, it is a feast for the eyes and it's a fantastic idea. So let's get back to this piece. So I'm going to go back to the front, right, to this piece right here that's all jacked up. So now we're going to glue this on here, okay? And it's going to be slightly off the page, but we're going to clean all of that up. So just bear with me. And so for those of you who are making this journal with me, you can see how I finish that off. And I use the word journal very, very loosely, guys, because yeah, I don't journal really. Very, very loosely. So it's more like a scrapbook it's more like a scrapbook disguised as a journal, as a junk journal. Okay. All right, so now I've got that. I'm just going to go right off that bend there. Or I should say the fold, right off the fold, slightly off the fold, because I want to trim all of that down nice and clean. It's going to be slightly off the page here. I will trim that down as well. Alrighty. Okay. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer and trim this down on this side here. Let me grab my paper trimmer. Okay, and I'm going to go slightly under as well here so we can have some layering and see this. I mean, I think we see it. I'm not sure. Whoopsie. Sorry, I didn't move my phone out of the way. Let's get that out of the way. Now we have an undercut page here. Be careful not to open it too much, because the glue is still wet. Then I'm going to clean this side up right here. Let's put that up there. And let me grab a ruler. And very careful not to jack up my page. Right where that is cut. Where is mine? I'm going to clean that up because I really don't want... Whoopsie. Where am I? Okay, here we go. So right to where the map begins and ends. Okay. Okay, and then over here, see that? Just going to clean that up. Perfect. And this side, just make sure. So I have a little bit more cleaning up to do on this side. And that's it. Oh no! Did I do something stupid? Darn it, I cut way too much into that. I didn't realize what I was doing. It's supposed to look like this. I am going to fix that though, however, with some patches. I can't believe I did that. Well, yeah, I can believe it. Those are the types of things that I do, guys. Stupid things like that. Okay, so I want to fold this right where it should be nice and neat. Let me see if I can make that happen. Right there. And then this, that's not long enough, but this side may be long enough. And fold that. You can use the top of this to make sure it's straight. All right, and now we're going to glue it. Well, let's ink it first, because now we have a bit of a layer there, right? Let's see, what do I have on the other side? The map. Okay, that's fine. I can't believe myself. All right, so now I'm going to glue that there to straighten that page up. And that's going to be just fine there, because now I can cover United States. You know what? I'm going to use a text paper, not that. Let me grab some text paper, and that'll just be a different layer of sorts and not necessarily a patch, if that makes sense. Where is it? I guess I don't have much text paper left, so I'm going to use this one. Am I sure? I know I had a text paper somewhere around here. I'm working on multiple projects, so I have a couple things that are... Aha, I think I found it. Maybe not. I'm going to use this one right here. Because I can. And I think how did I wind up with two knives? Let's get that out of there for a minute. Okay, let's try this again. And I don't care if the text is going in the opposite direction. Okay, so I'm going to cut this right down the middle using a straight edge so I know that I'm getting it straight. All right, perfect. Folding in half. I don't care if the text is going the other direction. Yeah, because that way is not long. And then this way, we'll do it in this direction as well. Okay. Now I can ink it. Now it'll be a little more interesting because we have another layer. All right, problem solved. I have to figure out how to ink a bunch of pages at one time. And what my brain is telling me is to spray them. I just don't want my paper to get super wrinkled, if that makes sense. So I have to flip this way to see what I'm getting here. Make it nice and straight. And this one nice and straight. Just want them all to line up. There we go. And now I'm going to glue. Yay! Okay, so one side down. I have to trim the top, of course. Now it won't look crazy. I do have to trim a little bit down there, but I'm going to be careful not to jack it up. Okay. Okay. Oh, I almost cried, guys. I almost cried. Okay, let me trim that down. And then I'll glue some more. Okay. That was close. Okay, so there is that piece. I am so much more happier now that I didn't totally mess this up. Okay, perfect. And there's that side. So now it covers up part of the United States, which makes me very happy. And we can add some more embellishments to that and just wait till we get there. Some stamping. By the time it's all said and done, guys, that'll completely disappear. Okay. So see that? How nice. So now we have this, which I am going to probably do a notch. I'll do a smaller one this time. Yeah, let's do a smaller one because I can always go bigger. That's not a problem. You know what? I'm going to go off-centered so that I don't have to worry about it not being centered. Right? There we go at the bottom. So there's that. And I don't have to worry about being not centered. And there is this opening here for some goodies. And then we flip. That opens up this way. That closes. And then we have the map. Yay! I'm so glad I was able to fix that. We'll do a little some stitching here perhaps, just to kind of, you know, make it more decorated so it doesn't really seem like a patch. But I will say that is a very good, that's some good patch job right there, guys. All right, so there it is. Let me give you a few more examples of embellishments off the page, right? So here it is on this page here. How cute is this? See that? So you have the glasses on the front and on the back. And it's right off the edge of this page right here. There's some chain here. And then look at this one here. Uh-oh, I think I made a knot. Not good. But I will get it off. There we go. So this one is really cute. See how that one is right off the page there? And when you take this out, it's off the page there. And then here, this one I don't think I glued this one down completely. Let's see. This one's more like a little, oh, this is the paper clip, guys. This is a hidden paper clip. So this just creates all sorts of fun stuff here. All these layers here. And this is one of those heavy duty paper clips that really clips on. All right, so look at all the fun layers this creates right off the edge of the page. And you have it on both sides, so it just looks fantastic. It's such a good look to do things like that. And then you get this layered look. How fun is that? So I have that to show you. And another quickie example. You can do as little or as much as you want. This one, when you print your stuffed mirror image, again on acetate, it's a really great look. This is magnetized, so it's really cute. Here, you can do this with this is on acetate again with your die cuts. If you're using your Cricut to die cut things. Look at the number, back and front, anything off the edge of the page or an undercut page, or just, you can have a page this size and sandwich the little sliver of a page with a huge image and it'll be gorgeous. Here is a tree. See that on the inside the pocket? So how fun is that? And I got multiple examples here. Here's another look, but this one is, oh, I don't know what I was supposed to do with that. My bad. But here is the star front and back. Oh, here's a little gift. Front and back. See that? How cute. It's just such a good look. Front and back right there as well. I could give you a multitude of, here, one more, I promise. Last one. This one's so good too. This one has good ones, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these are some good ones too. Off the edge of a pocket. Right? Off the edge of a pocket. Look at this little ensemble here. Off the edge of a pocket. This is another paperclip like one. So super duper cute off the edge of a pocket. So everything is just beautiful, guys. Absolutely stunning. So think about this when you're matting. Just another great idea to really give you that wow factor that you want when you're matting, and a great way to use your embellishments. If you like any of the projects you see here, guys, just look at my previous videos. All right, so I'll see you all in the next video.